We welcome you to the men's Beanpot Championship, the 73rd annual version of this final. Boston University Terriers and the Boston College Eagles as they face off for the 300th all-time time between these two teams. Hello, everybody. I'm Max. Glad you're with us here on our coverage of the Beanpot Final, and we welcome you in, everybody. And we're glad you're with us here on MHS's coverage of this. And pretty interesting matchup. We saw this last year in the Beanpot Final, and coming up on top was the Terriers, looking to win their second straight. They have struggled this season, though, as they haven't had the best record, as you could honestly mention. Boston University winning last year, obviously. They are 13-13-2, and they barely made it, as I believe it was Cole Hudson scoring the shootout winner in the previous game to, I believe, Northeastern or Harvard, and they got the win and they advanced to this round. Boston College, though, the Boston College Eagles have been pretty well. 15-9-1 their overall record, 10-6 in their conference, 5-6 at home, though. It's 8-2-1 away record, 2-1 with the neutral record, and some players we're going to be looking at here tonight, and they are going to be pretty good in this matchup. James Hagans, he has been great in this tournament, as he has 15 goals and in this season, 14 assists, 29 points. He leads the Eagles with that stat right there. And on the other side for the Terriers, Cole Hudson's been pretty good, and Cole Iserman, both of them starting with Cole, 11 goals for Iserman. Cole Hudson with 17 assists. He leads the team with 25 points. Iserman with 17 points, as he has 6 assists, pardon me. He is a prominent goal scorer. This 108-year-old rivalry renews once again, the 24th meeting in a Beanpot title game. Boston University has the advantage in 13 wins to 10. The 49th meeting in a Beanpot tournament, and Boston College trails the series 17-31. Boston University leads the series by a lot, and around almost 50 of them, of these matchups between these two teams, have gone into overtime. We'll be right back after this short commercial, and then this will be the face-off coming up next here on MHS's coverage of the Beanpot Final. We'll be back, everybody.
American Army ROTC Color Guard. And to sing the national anthem from Boston College, Louise Miniter.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The best rivalry in college hockey began 108 years ago, and tonight marks the 300th time that Boston College and Boston University meet in men's hockey in the Battle of Comm Ave. To celebrate this moment, please welcome to the ice two legendary coaches. They are both Hockey Hall of Famers. They skated against each other 5 times as players before coaching against each other 82 times, including 16 in the Beanpot. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome former Boston College coach Jerry York and former Boston University coach Jack Parker. Both captains come forward, please, for tonight's ceremonial puck drop. Thank you, Coach York and Coach Parker. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the 300th Battle of Comm Ave.
We welcome you back, everybody, inside of TD Garden. And the Eagles and the Terriers going to face off here tonight in their 300th matchup that they have had in the 73rd men's Beanpot, pardon me, everybody. And this should be an interesting matchup for sure here. As it seems like we're going to have Mikhail Yegorov start in net. He's 6'5", 178. He has a .902 save percentage in this season. And for the Boston College Eagles, Cloutier is going to be in net. Luca Cloutier, and he's a .913 save percentage in this one, and this should be an interesting one to watch, and definitely some players to be watching here. Ryder Ritchie, Cole Iserman, James Hagens. There's Jay Pandolfo, the coach of the Terriers, his 4th season as the Terriers head coach, and 94 wins. And then there's Greg Brown, 4th season as the Eagles head coach, 90 wins. And for the Eagles, trying to get the victory here for the Terriers. trying to get their second straight as the Battle of Comm Avenue starts here tonight. Starting goalies for tonight. There is Yegorov this season and in this career in the Beanpot. 3 starts, 2-0-1, a 9.59 save percentage. Is unbelievable. This season, Kluche a 9.13 save percentage. In the semifinal round, he had 30 saves on 31 shots in a 5-1 victory over Harvard. And we will see what this first 10 minutes or so entails here at the TD Garden. Here in Boston, the face-off as Gasso trying to win the draw. It was poked away there by Benark, and it's played back here as we are underway here in the 73rd Annual Men's Beanpot here as it's played along the boards, intercepted at center, shot back in from the blue line as it's rimmed all the way around. As they're trying to get it out of the zone, that was Murtag with the puck and then move right to the middle. That pass did not connect there for Gasso. Played back here for Gustafson. Lucas Gustafson has the puck behind his own net. He's the captain here. And almost a turnover by Lawrence. Almost, as that almost was intercepted. Came down low. Shot. I just missed the net. Stiga. Teddy Stiga with the opportunity. Might have gotten a piece of it as Lawrence will move it ahead along the boards. Will chip it back in and intercepted there along the wall as Fortescue trying to get it away. Not out of the zone just yet. A big hit along the boards in the corner. And that one played out to center. Pressuring from behind here as it's played along the boards and forced back out to center. Fortescue with the puck now. And that one deflected and back into the Terriers zone. And the Terriers, that will be an icing. And that will be an icing there. A minute and 19 seconds into the game here as the Eagles had a very good opportunity right here. As a big save there by Yegorov. And coming up big there, Teddy Stiga, 4 goals, 10 assists, 14 points in 20 games played. In this season, Boston College ranked 14th. And off the draw, one here by the Eagles. Shot blocked on the way through. There was too much traffic right in front as Hagens was trying to get there. Michael Hagens shot deflected. That went wide. Went wide of Yegorov. They can't clear it just yet, the Terriers, but now moved ahead here. Morello will move it ahead through center. Lost it as he was trying to carry it ahead. Manadian will try to move it ahead. That was turned over. Intercepted again, but the bouncing puck comes free here as it's dumped back in by Vogt into the corner. Big hit along the boards delivered there by Michael Hagens. Now moved ahead here by Morello, who will dump it back in as he'll go to change. Only one shot in the game as we're almost 2 minutes in. We are 2 minutes in now. And nothing much so far. Dumped back in as it's Rukanakis as it's played back to the point. Shot, save, rebound, scores! Svoboda with the goal. And Boston University's up by 1. Yeah, the shot from the blue line, Kluche was trying to cover it. And then the rebound goes to the 5-hole as it opened up there. Svoboda with the rebound opportunity. Puts it home. His 5th goal this season. 2:15 into the game. And the Terriers up by 1 here in the game. And they'll dump it back in from the red line. Chasing back. Fortescue got hit in the corner. As Gasso will flip it out to center. So an early strike here for the Terriers. Gives them the 1-0 lead. On the rebound. And Svoboda with the goal. And now they look to answer here. Fortescue, Boston College looking to tie this game as they dump it back in deep. Hemming was trying to get it along the boards and then intercepted along the boards and moved ahead here nicely. And played back into the Terrier zone. McCarthy will reverse it back behind his own cage as it's Iserman moving it ahead. Played along the boards. Nice move there to shuffle his way through. Merrill shot from the point. Save. Rebound. Skitterton to the corner. Oh, wow. Iserman got knocked down, centering pass. No one was there. And the Boston College Eagles having some trouble clearing the zone here as they finally move it out to center. Stiga was trying to get it. He had the first opportunity in the game and couldn't score on it. The next shift later or so, then the Terriers scored first. Big hit near the Eagles bench as it's played back in. Moved ahead here nicely as Mietinen lost it, got it back, and he'll dump it back in from the red line. The Terriers play it behind their own net as it's moved ahead here nicely. Fredget into the middle. Here's Lawrence cutting in. Lawrence on the backhand. Circles behind the net, looks to center one. That did not go as Boisvert back to the point. Long shot deflected to the corner. And this is cleared out of the zone once again by Conmee. Shot back in from the red line. Played by Cloutier. Trying to rim it along the boards. A turnover instead. Shot! That just whistled wide. Svoboda trying to get his second of the game. Oh, that was a close opportunity there as Gustafson trying to clear it. He couldn't. Played back to the point as it's played into the middle. Nice moves there as it's thrown towards behind the net. Boisvert behind the net lost it. And now moved ahead here nicely as it's Rajovic shooting it back in. Played into the corner nicely, and then Celebrini trying to clear it. Forecheck here nicely there as Hagens plays it back. Shot from the blue line wide of the net. Goes into the corner. Nice hit there to muscle him off the puck here, and the other way come the Terriers as they have some speed here as they enter in, and Morello couldn't receive the pass there cleanly. Here come the Eagles the other way. Onside with it, Vogt in the corner. Will Vogt still has the puck. Tied up by two, a penalty upcoming, and I think the Terriers took the penalty there, and so the Eagles will go to the power play and a chance to tie the game here. And a good chance for them to... Oh, no, the Eagles took the penalty, actually. And I'm shocked from that. I thought it was a penalty on the Terriers. No. And so, actually, the Eagles have to go to the penalty kill, and the Terriers will go to the power play as they're already up by one here in the game. Oh, a high sticking, yes, on Cole Hudson. Cole Hudson got high sticked, and James Hagens to the box for high sticking. BU's power play and 9th in the conference. The penalty kill for Boston College, 6th in the conference. Just short of 83% effectiveness. BU just short of 16% effectiveness. So a power play, already with a 1-0 lead, trying to make it 2. As it played into the corner, it's a nice win there by the Eagles to look to clear it. Berard does clear it down the length of the ice. Directed into the corner, as here's Cole Hudson on the ice. Keep a lookout for this kid. He is pretty good. Cole Hudson plays it back on the drop pass as it's Harvey moving it ahead. Into the middle, Lawrence. Poke checked. Here's Hudson now. The shot blocked on the way through. And the Eagles will clear it down the length of the ice. Could have had two chances there to go short-handed there. Lawrence now moves it ahead. Cole Hudson with the puck. Reverses it back for Lawrence. That cross-ice pass did not connect. There quickly there for Harvey. Jack Harvey will move it ahead. He passes it along the boards. Has a man open and Iserman in the middle. Lawrence has it with some room. Lawrence goes cross-ice. That was read nicely there by the defense. And they clear it down the length of the ice, the Eagles. What a play there with the stick. A minute left to go on the power play as the shots are even at 2. Here's Gavin McCarthy dropping it off. Lawrence into the skates of Ritchie. Ryder Ritchie will move it ahead. Ritchie out of the reach, and it's cleared once again out to center by Lucas Gustafson. Man, tough power play here for Boston University as they'll move it ahead here nicely. And played in deep as Fondrick, McCarthy across. Shot from the blue line, knocked down in front, and the shot was blocked on the way through. Ritchie with the opportunity, held in at the blue line, though, by McCarthy. Played along the boards. Back from McCarthy once again. Playing it deep into the circle. Shot save made. McCarthy gets it again. Passes it down low. Shot blocked on the way through. McCarthy gets it again. Power play expiring in the last 5 seconds on it. And cleared by the Eagles. A good penalty kill. The Eagles killed it off, but they're laying up some opportunities at the end of that power play for the Terriers. And now we're back to 5-on-5. Shot back in from the red line by the Terriers is played around the boards, and McLaughlin has it in the corner. Now that's intercepted along the boards. Mietinen will move it into the middle. That one knocked down as it was Conmee trying to get it. Almost a turnover. Oh, James Higgins almost stole that away. Be careful when he almost stole that one. That one's an icing with 12:05 remaining here in the first period of the men's Beanpot Championship here in Boston, as the face-off will come back into the Terrier zone as they ice the puck. Referees Stephen Rollard and Jeremy Tufts, and the lines people Kevin Briganti and Jeff McCorkle. 1-0. Terriers on top here in the game as they try to win the face-off. Shot from the circle by the Eagles went wide, and they cleared out of the zone, the Terriers. Gustafson will move it ahead. That one lost possession there as it's played back here by McLaughlin. That one passed cross ice. Trethaway now. Trethaway deflected it back in. McLaughlin. And moved ahead here. Resendez, and it's passed in deep into the corner. Shoveled it in deep into the corner. Conmee lost it, and the other way comes the Terriers, moving it in with some speed here nicely. Shot from the boards. It's tucked along the boards. Played back to the point as they have some trouble here into the middle. Shot that got blocked as Rukanakis was trying to get the opportunity. Rukanakis still has the puck. Shot, blocker save there by Cloutier. And out to center it goes. Stiga will just dump it back in. He was tired. His shift was way too long there. Celebrini now behind his own net. Aiden Celebrini. And a 1-0 lead here for the Terriers here in the game. The Eagles trying to get the win here and win the championship, the Beanpot Championship in the 73rd annual version of it. Lawrence drops it off. Nice drop pass into the middle. Nice play defensively, but they call a penalty. It was a hook. And so the Eagles take another penalty here. And this one's going to go against Michael Higgins this time. And so, or never mind, it's not Michael Higgins. It's going to be on a Stiga, I think. On a Sondriel. Jake Sondriel takes the penalty. And so, Boston University will go up a man again. Svoboda with the goal. Has made it 1-0. We'll be back, everybody. And we welcome you back, everybody, inside TD Garden. Harvey with this opportunity got hooked there, and that's how he drew the goal. And the Terriers up a man once again. There's Lawrence, number 7 in NHL Central Scouting's midterm ranking of North American skaters for the 2026 NHL Draft. He has been good, and he's created opportunities here for the Terriers in this game so far. And now they have a chance here on the power play to make it a 2-0 lead. They're 0 for 1 on the power play, 2 shots on the previous opportunity. They win the face-off here as it's played back to the point. As it's Hudson shot, that deflected into the corner. Having some trouble behind the net, the Eagles, as it's cleared out by Fortescue. Played down the length of the ice. On a platter there, Yegorov left it there for Cole Hudson. Cole Hudson trying to make a move on Berard as Cole Hudson carries it ahead. Cole Hudson, great pass. Eisenman, save! What a move by Cole Hudson. Lawrence across, fake the one-timer. As it's shot in and a save again. Great pass again, Eiserman. Cole Eiserman with the opportunity as Hudson and him were combining as, man, be careful with Cole Hudson. He has been great in this game. He just almost made a highlight reel play to Cole Eiserman. Taking a 2-0 lead. No, it's denied there. It's a great save there. Holy moly. Played back to the point, McCarthy. McCarthy left it there along the boards as Ritchie played in deep into the corner. Tied up, Bernardic lost it and not out of the zone just yet. McCarthy held it in. Tied up along the boards with Svoboda. It's played back in deep, shot. That whistled wide and out of play. 9:14 remaining here in the first period. In the power play that's had some opportunities. Hudson and Eiserman combining as Cloutier was getting screened there. This is Eiserman's opportunity. I think he was trying to go 5-hole there on Cloutier, and Cloutier had that shut. 39 seconds remaining here in the power play. Shots, scoring chances in the game. Terriers 6-2. Face off, tie up, and the Eagles will clear it down the length of the ice. McCarthy will go back for the puck here. Gavin McCarthy, one of the captains here in the game. And played back in deep as into the middle. Here they go. Bernardic chopped it. Shot. Save made. Bernardic gets it again. Now McCarthy. McCarthy, the shot. Save off the glove of Cloutier. Played in deep into the corner as it's played along the wall by Ritchie. Ritchie lost it as it's forced back out to center. Frondrick. And power play number 2 also void as they can't get anything on that one. Played back here as it's moved ahead here by Rekanakis. Rekanakis has it back and played in deep. Into the zone. Nice pass. In on side. Centered. That just whistled wide. It's Svoboda trying to go for his second of the game. Man, that was a good opportunity there. And the Terriers dominating here. Murtag, Murtag dumped it back in deep. McLaughlin tried to dump it in deep. That guy intercepted. Kosadinsky got it out to center. And Conmey trying to get it. Tied up outside the blue line. And so retreated here and nicely as Boumediene got hit there along the boards. Dumped in deep as Hagen's trying to get it. Cloutier out of the net to play the puck around the boards behind his own cage. Another turnover. Hagens is in front, but it was turned over here to the Eagles as they move in with some possession here. Nicely into the middle. And that bouncing puck could not settle down as Rekanakis will move it ahead. Rekanakis trying to get it back and couldn't get the pass to settle down. Played into the corner, Ritchie. Rekanakis played it back to the point. As a mishandle there at the blue line there by Fretchett. And this will be no icing. Big hit there. Delivered. Resendez fell down. Resendez behind the net. Has some trouble as he's limping towards the bench. And cleared out the center. Minetian will dump it back in deep as it's Fretchett dumping it in again. No icing here as it's played by Cloutier behind his own net. Deflected into the middle. No one was there in red. That could have been bad. Deflected again. That could have been another giveaway as the Eagles have not been cleanly getting the puck out of their own zone in these breakouts as Cole Hudson has it behind his own net. Cole Hudson now brings it into the front of his own net, will carry it ahead. Trying to find a pass there. Now they almost found a man cutting the other way as Yzerman tried to cut it in deep. Into the corner. And a tie-up. Oh, here we go. They were getting physical as it was an offside with 6:09 remaining. Here in the first period, shots are 8-2 in favor of Boston University. The score favoring Boston University. We'll be back, everybody. Welcome you back, everybody. As a 1-0 lead here for the Terriers over the Eagles in the Men's Beanpot Championship here tonight at TD Garden. As they have the 1-0 lead, Svoboda with the goal, and they have a 1-0 lead due to that goal coming 2:15 into the hockey game here in this one. As this has been mostly a Terriers-dominated first period here. They have held the puck well. They have defended well. They have not allowed the Eagles to create opportunities much here. And they have done a pretty good job here in the first period. There's 6:05 remaining here. That might have been a high stick. They didn't call anything there. Rajovic lost along the board. Shot towards the net. Knocked down. Cole Hudson! And that shot fluttered as the stick was in the lane. As he didn't get all of it, Conmee clears it out to center. Has a man cutting in Stiga. Stiga behind the net now. Stiga forced behind the net. Conmee gets it now along the boards behind the net. Conmee looks to center. Backhander save. The puck is still loose. Touched up and a power play for the Eagles. Trying to tie the game. And now their first opportunity to the man advantage here in the game. As Cole Hudson takes the penalty, it will be 2 minutes for holding and a golden opportunity here for the Eagles to come back in the game. Yeah, you can argue that, that is a holding. That's where the hold was, got the stick there. And so, the Eagles will get the man advantage here. Gasso in the face-off dot. They have the best power play in the conference, but the second best penalty kill in the Terriers, as it's cleared by Harvey down the length of the ice. Played behind the net by Cloutier. Cloutier leaves it on the platter there. And for Gustafson, who will move it ahead here nicely with some speed, onside with it, as Latorno was trying to center one, and that did not go, as it's cleared down the length of the ice once again by the Terriers. Cloutier behind his own cage will leave it there as it's Gustafson with the puck now. Gustafson drops it off, and now with some speed is Conmee on the other side. Conmee looks to center. Conmee centered shot, score! Gasso at the goal, and it's tied. A nice setup with the centering feed. His fifth goal of the season with a power play goal at 15:02 has tied it up here for the Eagles. great centering pass here by Conmee for Gasso. And just open room. Got it through two skaters and Celebrini McCarthy. And with sticks in the lane there, and they just couldn't intercept the pass. And so the Eagles have tied the game on their fifth shot of the game. And so it's a brand new hockey game once again. Up in the air, knocked down, and it's cleared. Back out to center. As Miettinen will dump it back in. That bouncing puck into the middle. Dangerously there, sitting there. And Swoboda ahead here for Boiver. Boiver has the puck along the wall. Goes back, shot from the point, save, rebound. Lawrence couldn't settle it down. Played out to center. Bouncing puck there, and Lawrence helps out his buddy there. And it's Frechette playing it back. Off the boards, no icing, is deflected. Played in deep into the corner. Miettinen has the puck, reverses it back here. And an interesting game so far. This has been a pleasure to watch here. Played back again as it's played off the boards, and now they look to re-enter once again as Ritchie was trying to get it. Fondrick trying to get it now. And the other way come the Eagles. Latorno will move it ahead. Latorno lost it at the blue line on the entry. Or the attempted entry there. And Boumediene is there with the patient play as he was trying to get the puck there from his teammate. He never passed it, and then they actually iced the puck there with 3:24 remaining here in this first period as he just missed it. It was a tying goal by Gasso, the 2026 Walter Brown Award nominee. Andre Gasso has tied this one at 1. And he's a Boston pick, 2021 7th round. 213th pick. And he's done well. As he's leading this team as a captain with the C on his chest. As the face-off is won into the corner. Played along the wall. Played back up top of the blue line there as it's Fortescue playing it around the boards. James Higgins knocked off the puck there. And Swoboda will clear it out to center as they move it in on side. Played along the boards, intercepted along the wall. James Higgins with the puck now. Will carry it ahead, 3-on-3. Higgins in. Higgins dropped it. Shot. Now low save made on the opportunity. Yegorov with the save. A broken play, and Yegorov got the piece of it to keep it out the back of the net. Wow. Gasso playing it back into his own zone as it's played cross ice here. Radovic, and it's shot back in deep. Cole Hudson with the puck now. Leaves it for McCarthy. McCarthy will move it ahead, dumping it back in from the blue line into the far corner. Playing it around the boards. It was intercepted. Gustafson trying to clear it out of the zone. Terriers were trying to hold it in, and they couldn't. Maybe an odd man rush, but instead it's dumped back in by Davey. Paul Davey behind the net trying to get it free, and he couldn't. And as the Terriers look to intercept and trying to get out of their own zone, they have some trouble here as it's Rikonakis trying to clear it out of the zone. And on the second attempt, they did clear it out of the zone. Gustafson will get it from his goaltender in Cloutier with less than 2 minutes to go here in the first period. A 1-1 tie. The Eagles got the latest goal in the power play to tie the game. Dropping it off here. Shot blocked. Centering pass. And the net comes off its pegs, and we get a whistle. With 1:46 remaining here in the first. Our intermission report coming up next regarding the 2 goals so far in the game, and we'll preview what we're going to do here on the MHS and cover the Olympics men's hockey. USA, Canada, all the teams, Finland, Sweden. Very early starts here on the MHS network for those games if you're in the Central Zone, which is me. Played along the boards. And cleared out the center as the Terriers were trying to move it ahead. That got intercepted along the wall. Has moved on in on side. Stiga looks to center. There's a whistle here. And everyone got together for just a moment. I think it was an offside. With 90 seconds remaining here in the first period. The shots are 9-7 in favor of the Terriers. There's the band, one of the bands, Gasso, in the face-off dot. Hemming fell down outside the face-off dot. As Celebrini and Hemming talking to each other. Or Iserman, pardon me. Cole Iserman and Hemming. As Iserman tripped up Hemming there and false start in the face-off dot, so we reset the time back to 1:30. Iserman and Hemming getting a little pushy outside that dot. Maybe something develops there in that. Gasso still in the face-off dot. We still have not dropped the puck still as Gasso gets kicked out of the face-off dot. James Higgins takes his place and we are still haven't dropped the puck. This is probably the longest one, and now finally the puck is dropped again. That Nietanen, that was the longest face-off I've ever seen. Nietanen had passed it, but stolen away on the back check there nicely. Wow, what a steal by Merrill. Merrill dropped it to the point. Shot deflected wide. And covered by Kluche at the side of the cage. Everyone gets together in the corner. Here we go. Iserman got taken down. Oh, boy. Nietanen arguing his case with the linesman. He wants to go at someone right here. Nietanen and McCorkle trying to separate him. Nietanen is getting held onto by one of the officials here. He's going to get dragged to the penalty box. Wow. Bednarik, too. He is going to the box. Wow. And animated there. Yeah, he is very animated. Cross-check there. Iserman by Nietanen. And so it will be a Terriers power play. And so the third opportunity here in the game for the Terriers on the man advantage, all coming in the first period. It's unbelievable. 3 power plays now. If they don't score in this last minute 11, it'll carry over. They're 0 for 2 on the power play, but have 6 shots on it. 6 of their 9 shots have been on the man advantage. As it's played back to the point as they won the face-off. Cole Hudson has the puck now. Hudson played it for Lawrence. Lawrence delays. Lawrence centered. That got knocked away there. Those stripped of the puck there. Gustafson. Here's Hudson again. Hudson looking. Cole Hudson circles back. Cole Hudson leaves it on a drop pass by Lawrence. Shot! Deflected wide. Iserman along the boards plays it back for Hudson. Hudson spinorama move at the blue line. Lawrence dropped it. Hudson shot! That blocked on the way through. Not out of the zone. Now it is. 38 remaining here on the first period. Minute and 22 remaining on the power play for the Terriers. As they'll move it ahead on side here. Hudson along the boards gets shoved by Stiga. Wow. Iserman plays it back across. A chance here on the far wing. Dropping it off here for Hudson in the skates. Trying to go short-handed. They couldn't. The bouncing puck there. Wow. That's some bad luck. Merrill behind the net. Pass didn't connect. Into the middle. Lawrence with some room with 5 seconds to go on the clock. Lawrence dropped it. Hudson tried to pass it. Deflected out of play. With 1.8 remaining. And everyone gets together in the corner. For just a moment, and Iserman attracting most of the Eagles players to attack him. Harvey on that drop pass. Could have been a short-handed break there for the Eagles, but the bouncing puck could never settle down there. 1.8 left on the clock here in the men's Beanpot Championship first period. And this has been a wild first period, a 1-1 tie, it seems like, going into the intermission. Ritchie in the face-off dot. He lost the draw, and that'll do it for the first, and they get pushy behind the net again. Yeah, that was Fortescue and Bednarik behind the net of Kluche, and that'll end our first period. tension building here in TD Garden, as it's going to be a 1-1 tie going into the intermission. And a power play continuing for the Terriers when we return. And there's Gustafson arguing on why the penalties were called like that. And so, an interesting opening 20 minutes of this one. And wow, this has the makings of one of the best ones we've seen so far, the Beanpot Championship. These two faced last year in this same position. We'll be back, everybody. 1-1 tie. And our intermission report coming up next. We'll be back. We welcome you back, everybody, to the intermission report here on our MHS's coverage of the Beanpot Championship game. BU in Boston College here tonight, and ignore that. I know this says NHL and MHS. You usually do NHL broadcasts. You should tune into those too. We'll also do Olympics. So yeah, the graphic was for the NHL, but I don't have any other graphic. So intermission report here, and let's see the stats after the first period. As 9-7 shots favoring the Terriers after one. The shots overall in the game 26-11, so they outchanced the Eagles by a plentiful. But this game is tied, and a lot of penalties on the Eagles. So 3 of them, block shots 8-3, face-offs lost. 8 for the Eagles, 7 for the Terriers. Terriers had the advantage in the face-off dot, and they're 0 for 3 on the power play, and that's just, yeah, they are not doing good so far. Svoboda with the first goal of the game, and got it. And that Svoboda's goal is actually, let's see here. Svoboda's goal in this game was his, give me just a moment, Svoboda. It was his 5th goal of the season, and he has 12 points in the season so far. And then Andre Gasso tied the game on a power play goal. They're 1-for-1, the Eagles, on the power play. Gasso gets the goal, and that's how we're tied at 1. That's his 5th goal as well. And a huge goal, Andre Gasso, with that tying mark for the Eagles in this one. As it was looking like the Eagles were getting outchanced, outworked. They were. Terriers were putting all the pressure on them, but they were able to get that power play goal, able to get that one at 15:02. And to even the game, as Andre Gasso, Conry with the assist, Higgins also part of that goal as a secondary assist there on the first goal. Svoboda, assisted by McCarthy. The only assist there, McCarthy was the only one that assisted on that one. So, a 1-1 tie after 20 minutes. We'll continue our intermission report coming up next here on the NHL, on the MHS coverage of the Men's Beanpot Championship. We'll be back, everybody, in just a moment. Welcome you back, everybody, to the intermission report here on MHS's coverage of the Men's Beanpot Championship game. Boston College has not won a Beanpot Championship since 2016. That was back in a decade ago. Dean Latorno, 15 goals this season, has been not as noticeable as we expected him to see here. in this game. Some players that have been very noticeable. Cole Eiserman, probably the best player we've seen so far for the Terriers. Cole Hudson has been very good. Defensively, he's been able to drive plays. Lawrence as well, he's been noticeable here tonight. Higgins has been noticeable. Gasso, obviously, with the goal. Swoboda as well. As we are just a couple of minutes away here from our second period. As Brandon Swoboda got the first goal here. It was a dumping attempt here and a nice play to shove it in deep. Rikanakis, and then the rebound from the blue line. Rukanakis says he played it back to the point, or for the blue line, and then the rebound shot for Swoboda goes to the 5-hole. It was a clearance attempt actually there, as Gustafson was trying to clear it, and he turned it over at the blue line. Yikes. And that's how they got the first goal. But then afterwards, a power play later on in the game. Andre Gasso as just a great play here by Ryan Conmee. Conmee was waiting so much there. Got it to Gasso at 15:02 of the first. A power play goal, fifth for him, fifth goal of the season. And so the tie game right there off the stick of Andre Gasso, the captain, one of the captains. And so tie game, and so we should have an interesting finish to this one. I mean, if it doesn't deliver here in the 300th all-time meeting between these two teams in the 73rd annual men's Beanpot Championship, this would be kind of a disappointment. We will see. We'll be back, everybody, with the puck drop coming up next here on MHS's coverage of the Beanpot Championship. We'll be back, everybody. And we welcome you back, everybody, to the start of the second period. Last year, the Terriers won. Just a year ago, the 2025 champions, as I believe it was Boston College and them facing off in that championship. And so, the Terriers trying to go back-to-back. Harvard already won earlier on today against Northeastern. And now, we'll see how this one goes. A 1-1 tie between these two teams. And Yegorov, he's in net here for the Terriers. And they're going through all his classes. Oh, I'm not mentioning calculus, statistical analysis, design. Wow. 45 seconds remaining on the power play as we're underway. Svoboda scored the first goal for the Terriers, and then responding Gasso on the power play with his fifth, tying the game for the Eagles. As Yegorov leaves it for McCarthy. McCarthy behind his own net. McCarthy brings it ahead. McCarthy dropped it off. Here's Ritchie, who has the puck. He was getting pressured from behind. Ritchie into the middle. That got intercepted. Sondrel the other way. Sondrel trying to move it ahead. Lost that center, though. And the other way comes Voisver. Lost it. And Sondrel the other way. Jenks Sondrel. Shot save! He had some room. And he made a save there right off the helmet. That's going to be an icing here on the Terriers with 2 seconds remaining on their man advantage. Last time Boston College won the Beanpot, it was in 2016. Let's keep it like that. This guy really loves the Terriers in our chat. Oh, man. 1-1 tie here. 48 seconds into this game, into the second period. Power play over, 0 for 3. The Terriers on the man advantage here in the game as it's along the boards. Benardic trying to clear it out of the zone, held in along the boards by Gustafson for just a moment. Gustafson was able to hustle to get it in, but intercepted and cleared off the glass. That's going to be another icing here on the Terriers. A minute and 12 seconds into the second period. A 1-1 tie, and the shots are 9-7 in favor of Boston University. As Benardic cleared the puck. Oh, they're... I don't know if they'd like the call, I think. There's a little bit of dispute by the bench. If that was either icing or not. It was an icing, I guess, and they didn't like the call, I guess, on that icing, the Terriers. And so a timeout being called here. Interesting enough, the Terriers are going to take a timeout here. Not sure why. But a timeout being taken here. And that is just a weird timeout to take here by the head coach and Jay Pandolfo. Fourth season. Ninth championship game appearance for the Terriers. And trying to get a win here to win this championship. Just a weird timeout being taken here. That is such a weird timeout to take at such a weird time in unexpectedly. You take a timeout. Well, that is something, isn't it? Off the draw one here, the Eagles won it, and they look to send it in deep into the middle. Shot that deflected out of play. Hemming with the opportunity on that one that deflects off a stick into the netting. And so another face-off inside. Lawrence, Trethaway, and the face-off one here. Reversed back here by Boumediene. And played out to center. Shot back in. Yeah, that one took an awkward hop, and the centering pass. Latorno was there. That one on goal. Kluche will cover that one. Looked like it was going to be an icing, and it took a bounce. And so a minute and 35 in, Still 1-1. 9-7 still the shots, and nothing much here in this second period between these two teams. There's Richie out there on the ice. Richie is out there, Morello and Rikanakis. Average team age, Boston University 19.1 and Boston College 20.1. They are the two youngest teams in the NCAA men's hockey. Face-off inside of the Eagles zone. The Eagles won the draw, and they'll flip it out to center. Cole Hudson getting pursued from behind there as Conmee was trying to get it along the boards in the corner. Stiga trying to get it free. Instead, it's moved ahead here by the Terriers as they try to backhand it into the zone. They could not. And stolen away once again. This is held in by Conmee. Shot wide of the net. Played back to the point. Kostas was trying to get that puck, and he couldn't. Played into the middle. Sondril will move it ahead. Drop pass. Got taken down along the boards. Intercepted along the boards. Jonathan Morello plays that to McCarthy. McCarthy will move it ahead here for Richie. Richie carries it ahead. Richie dropped it off, and the poke check there nicely to get it out by the Eagles. And they have the puck right now as we speak. Shot back in by Berard. Played in deep. Michael Hagan's trying to get to the loose puck. Rimmed all the way around as they've changed the lines here. Berard is on a line here with Hagens now. Played behind the net now for Will Vogt. Will Vogt playing it back to the point. Delayed here. Joyce across. That pass, that shot actually was blocked on the way through. Cole Hudson now trying to clear it out. Got pressure from behind by Michael Hagens. Cole Hudson still getting pressured. And finally, the Terriers will be able to clear the puck. And shot back in McCarthy. McCarthy behind his own cage, rimmed it all the way around. And they're trying to clear the puck out of the zone here. And Vondrick will move it into the middle. McCarthy. They're just getting stuck here, the Terriers, trying to move it into the Eagles zone. They're doing the exact same things the Terriers were doing to the Eagles in the first period. Not allowing those zone entries into the middle. There's a chance. Shot over the net. And that's Gasso trying to get his second of the game. And James Hagens will dump it back in. Playing around the boards. And Celebrini will move it into the middle. Lost it. Poke checked as Lawrence will play it across. McCarthy uses the boards to stretch it ahead. Lost it as Gustafson will stretch it ahead here for Conmee. Conmee tries to center. Conmee trying to get it back. And it was stolen away there. Now some speed moving it ahead here nicely. Into the middle. That was intercepted as Murtag was trying to get it. Murtag intercepted. He would have been offside if he touched the puck. Lucas Gustafson will move it ahead. And lost it at center as Lawrence takes the puck back here for the Terriers. And they play it back in their own zone. Boisvert will try to clear it out of the zone. Boisvert will move it ahead. Boisvert along the boards, getting shoved off there. Played behind the net now as they try to center one. Harvey along the boards. It is Radavojevic trying to clear it along the boards. Centering pass into the middle. Nice move. What a drag move. Shot. Save. Rebound was loose. Wow. What a chance there by Boisvert for the Terriers to get the 2-1 lead, and no. What a drag there by Boisvert. But a bigger stop there by Cloutier. Wow. What hands there. And he delayed for... Wow, what a stop. With the toe. That's unbelievable. Face off in the Eagles zone. The Terriers win it. Shot off the draw and a save. Cloutier didn't know where that puck went, and it went wide of his cage. Oh, that's a big hit along the boards. Bednarik lost it along the boards. Cleared back to the point. Shot deflected wide of Yegorov. And that'll be another icing here on the Terriers with 14:40 remaining in the second period. Nothing much here in the second period. Some chances, not much. Obviously, the first period had some way more chances there. There's Sasha Boisver, Blackhawks first round picked, 18th overall in the 2024 NHL draft, developing still as he's trying to get to his game together and trying to make it to the big leagues. Bednarik playing it back as they won the face-off. And the Terriers drop past Bednarik into the middle. Bednarik lost it. That's offside at the line on the poke check with 14:29 remaining here in the second period. Shots are 11-9 in favor of Boston University. And interesting to watch here, boys there. And how is he going to move on? Played 19 games this season. Or 18 was last year with North Dakota. 37 games, 18 goals, 14 assists. Had a down year this year. They only had 3 goals this year, 11 assists, and 14 points. 32 points last year, and that's kind of a downgrade, obviously, for North Dakota. And yeah, that seemed like a downgrade there. McCarthy in, shot, save made as it's played into the corner. Rikonakis playing it along the boards as it's a centering pass that got knocked away there by Ritchie. The other way come the Eagles back in. Nice move to move it in. Nice poke check from behind on Berard. Brady Berard was trying to move it ahead, and the Terriers did a great job in defending that. Played the cross from the blue line. Shot off the glove. Comes back. Here's some room here for a shot by Kostinski and a save made. (1-1) with 13:57 remaining here in the second period. A 1-1 tie. We'll be back, everybody. Welcome you back, everybody, to the Men's Beanpot Championship, the 73rd version of this championship game. And we welcome you back, everybody. Great defensive play there by Cole Hudson on Brady Berard there on the drive towards the net. And he was able to keep that puck from getting their capital second round pick. 43rd overall in the 2024 NHL draft, Cole Hudson, defenseman. One of their big prospects in Washington. Face-off inside the Terrier zone. And the face-off in Stiga is in the face-off. Dot shots are 13-11 in favor of the Terriers still in the game, but the Eagles have started to put some more offense here as Stiga was trying to get to the loose puck and he couldn't. Dumped back in as it's played by Harvey trying to get to the loose puck and he couldn't. And cleared out the center. And Boisver will shoot it back in. Played along the boards, reversing that puck around, or tried to, was Skaken, and or Skahan. Skahan was trying to clear it out. Skahan, pardon me, everybody. And played behind the net there. Latorno was trying to get it. A turnover here instead. Harvey in the middle, and his skate says it's almost stolen away once again as Skahan has some trouble clearing the puck. Wow. Fortescue into the middle. As they cleared out to the zone. Stiga trying to get it. Stiga's in the middle. Conmee is also at the blue line as it's shot back in deeper. Conmee to the loose puck. Got shoveled off the puck there as it's played ahead here by Svoboda. The only goal score for the Terriers. Swoboda, nice move shot. What a save. Swoboda with the opportunity to drive to the net. What a stop. Up in the air it goes. Knocked down in front. That's played by maybe a high stick, I think. 12:45 remaining. Wow. Swoboda to the drive to the net and a big stop there by Cloutier. Wow. That was an all-star move right there. That is insane. $12:45 remain here in the second period. And in a 1-1 tie, this has been a very tight game here, especially here in the second period. A lot of whistles, a lot of poke checking from behind, everything like that. James Higgins has brought it back in. A lot of physicality as well as tension continues to brew here between these two teams. As a shot from the blue line got blocked on the way through and cleared out the center by Ritchie. By Trethaway, pardon me. Played around the boards, and the Eagles start to do the breakout here. James Higgins in the middle. As Hemming gets it. Hemming waits. Hemming behind the net. Plays it off the boards. No one's at the point as they were getting a line change. And Gustafson goes back for the loose puck. Deflected back in, so no icing. Bounced on the goaltender in Yegorov. He covers the puck with 11:59 remaining here in the second period. It's still a 1-1 tie, as this has been a slow-paced, chipping at the clock kind of second period here. And it's been just kind of a slow-paced game, more defensively minded here, and maybe a chance or two, but nothing really much here. They have just played nice defense here, both these teams. Face-off one here as it's played back. Mietinen played along the boards, and behind the net it goes. Sondril trying to get it. He couldn't. As Hudson clears it out to center and outside of their zone. Kostazinski plays it around the boards, and it's a drop pass into the middle, and Michael Higgins, forced out. Mietinen lost it at center. Michael Higgins uses the boards, lost it to Cole Hudson. The re-entrance here, Swoboda lost it, as they can't handle the puck there. Mietinen clears it out to center, and moved in on side here with the puck was Will Vogt, playing it along the wall. Will Vogt has it along the wall still. Morello forced off deep, as McCarthy played it across, and then that pass was intercepted. He gets the puck back again. McCarthy will move it ahead here as it's dumped back in and played off the boards, and that is going to be played here on the backhand by Fortescue, who clears it down the length of the ice back into the Terriers zone as they regather the puck at center. It's just been a bouncing puck everywhere. Now maybe a 3-on-2. Stiga in the middle. Here's a chance. Shot, save! What a chance there on a cross-ice pass. Stiga behind the net, plays it back up top of the point. Long shot, blocking the way through as a man was parked in front. A man was down on the ice as well. Can't get it out of the zone just yet, though, as it's played in deep by Latorno. Latorno along the boards, gets it free, plays it back to the point. Fortescue across into the middle. Latorno shot, save made by Yegorov with 10:22 remaining here in the second period. A 1-1 tie, and now the shots favoring the Eagles, 14-13 now, as the Eagles now starting to get shots towards Yegorov, and he's starting to respond here. This was a chance here in the middle for Latorno. Last season, 0 goals, 3 assists in 36 games. This season, 15 goals, 12 assists in just 25. And a sure improvement here. Latorno, just at St. Andrews College. He has just done so well here. Another turnover as the Terriers have had trouble getting that puck out of their own zone like the Eagles were in the first period. As Boisvert was trying to get it out of the zone, couldn't. Forecheck, Gasso forced it in deep. And play behind the net. Murtag flips it up in the air out to center. Bouncing puck, couldn't settle down there. Lawrence trying to get it, he couldn't. As Trethaway now will move it into the middle. That one stolen away there by James Higgins. He'll move it ahead on the entry. James Higgins passed it. There's a man in the open in the middle, and Hemming. Higgins behind the net, plays it into the corner. Gasso, the top line out here for Boston College. Hemming stuck at the blue line. Pass bounced on his stick of Radovic. Playing it deep into the corner. James Higgins fell down near the front of the net. Nothing called there. And played off the glass. That one moved ahead. There's a man open on a breakaway chance. Oh, what a save! What a save by Yegorov on Brady Berard, and it stays 1-1. Wow. What a stop. Going to the backhand, and the glove responds. Yegorov keeps it 1-1. That's unbelievable. Welcome you back, everybody. A 1-1 tie, but it was almost broken as Brady Berard had a breakaway opportunity all alone on Yegorov. The best opportunity wide open, and a glove save there by Yegorov on that chance. He was a 2025 Eberle Award winner, and what a stop there with 9:18 remaining. That might haunt Berard on that chance as it's played along the boards into the corner. Kostadinsky was trying to get it, and it's cleared out by the Terriers out to center with 9:10 remaining here in this second period. Played along the boards as it's forced in deep into the middle. A giveaway shot over the net. Wow, that was a close opportunity there, and that did not go. Frochette with the opportunity. Centering pass by Iserman. Did not connect with anyone. Wow. Celebrini will use the backhand and dump it back in from the blue line as they get a change. Reverse pass here by Kostadinsky, and a stretch pass ahead here as they move it in onside. Berard into the middle. Tries to center one. That couldn't go. Into the middle again. That was intercepted. Here they come with some speed. Murtag, and he takes a man down. Both 19s going down, Berard and Murtag. Big check along the boards as Murtag trying to get the puck free. In the corner, stuck. Svoboda plays it back to the point. Here is a shot by Hudson and a save made by Cloutier on that chance from the blue line with 8:08 remaining here in the second period. As they were cycling the puck well here in the offensive zone. As the bad giveaway right in the middle for Iserman. And the shot was blocked off a stick in front. Cole Iserman had the opportunity, and that was just another giveaway that we've seen in this game. Both teams have given away the puck in most dangerous places, and we haven't seen them converted on. Svoboda in the face-off dot against Gasso. Gasso in the face-off dot facing Svoboda. Svoboda, the only goals. These are both the goal scorers in the game. McCarthy shot! Glove save, Cloutier. With 8:05 remaining in the second period. Shots are now even at 15 here in the game, and in a 1-1 tie it becomes crucial that you limit your mistakes here in this one. Obviously, if we get into that third period and if we have this 1-1 score late in that third period, this could be the most entertaining hockey we could see here. It could be some very good chances. It could be very intense in the last. The tension in this one could continue on. as if it goes in deep and with a tie score. Cleared out to center as it's McCarthy losing it. James Hagen's trying to move it ahead, couldn't. Lawrence now leaves it into the middle. Cole Hudson fished that one across. Lawrence, a collision there between two Boston College players in front of the net. Here's James Hagen's one-on-one. James Hagen's a nice move, and the backhander went wide as it was poke-checked away. Hemming plays it back up top to the point. Plays that cross ice for the shot. Deflected down low. James Higgins, open net. Oh, it didn't go. How? Hemming had an open net for Boston College to get the lead, and they couldn't put it home. That's unbelievable. Wow. Can you believe that? Oscar Hemming lost it along the boards, and instead, here come the Terriers the other way. Harvey leading the rush. He'll drop it off. Hudson behind the net. Has Lawrence in front. Hudson. A big check there as he takes down one of the players. They wanted the penalty. They won't get it. That deflected out of play with 6:57 remaining. Wow. What a takedown by Cole Hudson on one of the Boston College players. How this did not go in is unbelievable. Higgins, with this move, I thought he was going to score on this with a great poke check from behind by the defense. And how does he miss this? He hits the crossbar and an open net. Wow. Oscar Hemming with an open cage instead hits the crossbar. Or else it would have been 2-1. Oscar Hemming, number 11 in NHL Central Scouting. North American Skaters midterm ranking in the 2026 NHL Draft. And he just had an open net. And somehow couldn't score to give the Eagles their first lead of the game, and it remains 1-1. That's unbelievable. Morello in the corner lost it, as Miettinen trying to clear it out of the zone. They could not, as a backhander got knocked down in front of the net. Ritchie forked that one wide. Riknakis shot, save, rebound, loose in front. Can't get to the loose puck. Miettinen now with the puck now. We'll move it ahead. And James Higgins tries to steal that one away. He'll dump it in deep instead. With less than 6.5 minutes remaining here in the second period, Ritchie giving away into the middle. And thankfully no one there for Boston College to take away, Trethaway. Dumping it in deep as it's played here by Yegorov and played out to center. In on side is Ritchie. Ritchie tries to split through and he couldn't. Kosadinsky trying to clear it out of the zone and says held in there by Morello as he rimmed it all the way around with less than 6 to go here in the second period. Playing it along the wall as it was played in by Celebrini. Chopped that, and it's Bednarik with the puck now in his own zone. Reversing that back for Celebrini. And here's Yzerman. Cole Yzerman splits through. Cole Yzerman just lost the handle on his footing. Wow, that would have been a nice move. It would have been a 3-on-2 for the Terriers. Dumped back in deep as it's played into the corner. Merrill trying to get it with Yzerman. Stiga clears it. Will it go all the way down for an icing? No, it will not. Played in deep. Latorno tied up along the boards. Latorno looks to center. Comes back for an open man shot. Save. Rebound. It got choked away. Gustafson, the shot deflected, score! And Will Vogt deflects that one in, and it's a 2-1 lead for Boston College. Wow. The deflection right in front of the net. This was the previous opportunity. As this shot was stopped, the rebound poked away as it was the deflection there by Will Vogt. And he gives the Eagles a 2-1 lead with his 9th goal of the season at 14:54. And the 14th ranked Boston College is up by 1 here in this one, as they are up 2-1. 2 straight goals. Rimmed all the way around as now they have the lead. Rajovic cleared it and shot back in. Wow. 4:50 remaining. They look for more here. The whole building exploded on that one. Fortescue playing it, shot, blocked on the way through. Now they got momentum here. As now they look to respond here, the Terriers, who have struggled all season. Cole Hudson with the puck now with 4.5 remaining here in the second period. We'll move it ahead. He'll dump it back in from the blue line, hit the referee. And off the boards, Lorenz trying to get it. Playing into the middle, almost a turnover there by Oscar Hemming. Flipped out to center, and now a move here by Michael Hagens along the boards. Oscar Hemming on this line now with Michael Hagens. And guess so. Dumped back in. Kluche was trying to play that puck, and he missed it. Rimmed all the way around, poked out the center, but maybe a 2-on-1. James Hagens leading the rush. James Hagens a shot, and a save made. Yegorov with the save there, and then he got dumped behind the net, James Hagens. And here we go now. Boisvert and Hemming. 1-1 and the referee in the way. 3:50 remaining here in the second period. Has Boston College improved their play? They have surely done that here in the second period. Gustafson, the shot from the blue line, deflects in. 2-1. Eagles on top. We will be back with 3:50 remaining. Welcome you back, everybody. Here in TD Garden, a 2-1 lead for the Eagles. Gustafson's shot deflected, and Will Vogt got the deflection on it. This was the previous opportunity. James Hagens, the save there by Yegorov, and then he got dumped behind the net by Bomidian. And everyone got together with 3:50 remaining here in the second period. James Hagens looks to be fine. 24 games played, 15 goals, 15 assists, 30 points. He leads the team now. He leads the team in points overall. He just got his 30th point. I think he got an assist on one of the 2 goals for the Eagles, as he had 29 coming into this game. Hudson now with the puck, as the Terriers will have to look to respond here in the game and look to tie this game up, as McCarthy, search pass for Ritchie, did not connect. And now they'll clear it out to center, and Gustafson turned it over, actually. Ritchie looks to center into the middle, a backhander. That goes wide of the net. Wow. Conmee the other way, Ryan Conmee. That's a penalty upcoming. Ryan Conmee into the middle, a backhander. Stiga couldn't go. Penalty upcoming to the Terriers. 3:21 to go, and Boston College has an opportunity to give themselves a 2-goal lead late here in the second period. Oh boy. This could be crucial. A back-breaking penalty, almost maybe, by Ryder Ritchie. Uh-oh. Indeed, if you're a Terriers fan. 20-16, the Jets favoring the Eagles here in the game, and a real chance here to give themselves a 2-goal lead heading into the intermission. Crucial. You gotta think here. They're already 1-for-1 on their previous opportunity, as Latorna was trying to win the draw. Instead, he loses it. They're 1-for-1 on 1 shot on goal, as it's played in deep. Conmee along the boards. James Hagens Spins away from pressure, playing it back. Shot, score! The long shot by Gustafson. It is 3-1. Wow. 3:08 remaining here in the second period. The long shot by Gustafson, I think, goes in cleanly. Unless this was deflected. No, it did not deflect. It went in cleanly. And a 3-1 lead, a power play goal. A huge one for Lucas Gustafson. His 4th goal of the season, a power play goal, and a 3-1 lead for the Eagles. As now they have scored 2 goals. It was around a span of like a minute or so here in this game, and now all the Eagles fans celebrating so far. There's still time on the clock here for the Terriers to get back in this game, though. As it's flipped back in, deep into the corner, played behind the net here, as it's almost a turnover here along the boards, almost to Celebrini. Celebrini got tied up along the boards, as now the momentum all going to Boston College. Lawrence now trying to move it ahead here. They can't get it out of the zone. Boisvert, the shot and the save made again there by Yegorov. And it's going to be an icing here on the Terriers with 2:33 remaining here in the second period. This has been a Boston College-dominated second period, as they have played to their game here in this middle frame. And they've gotten 2 goals because of it. Another power play goal. Special teams the difference, as the Terriers have not been able to score on their power play. They've had 3 or 4 chances. And Boston College has scored 2 out of their 2 power play chances. That's unbelievable. James Higgins along the boards as Harvey right to the middle. Here's Lawrence. They're trying to start the comeback here if they can get it. Boisvert trying to get it behind the net. And he could not, as it was played along the boards. Lawrence on the forecheck there. Played on the opposite side, and then it's dumped back in deep. 2:12 remaining here. As here's Cole Hudson behind his own net. Hudson drops it off. Man, this is going to be a big comeback here effort. Boisvert dumps it back in deep. Almost looked like too many men there on the Terriers with less than 2 minutes remaining here in the second period. As Fortescue right to the middle. Dumped it in deep. James Higgins trying to get it along the boards. Dumping it in deep. Higgins trying to get it free. Couldn't. As it's played around the boards as Resendez was trying to get it. Playing it in deep as Murtagh behind the net. Murtagh has the puck. Murtagh spins away from pressure. Murtagh was still with the puck. Murtagh has a shot and a save made. And the rebound cleared on the length of the ice for an icing. What a play there by Murtagh. Trying to get the Terriers within 1. And a big save there by Cloutier on that opportunity there by Murtagh. As he was just circling that the whole zone, he did like a 360 there, and a big stop there. 3-1. The Eagles, as Svoboda wins the draw, playing it along the boards as Fondrick was trying to hold it in, and it's gloved down there and played in deep, and no, it's not clear out of the zone. Michael Higgins into the middle, shot wide of the net. That chance there by Resendez. And here is Lawrence the other way. And into the middle. Oh, that could have been dangerous there if they handled the puck there with less than a minute to go. Oh, a turnover. Into the middle. Oh, that could have been bad for the Eagles right there. And then almost a golden opportunity there for Murtagh, who was open. McCarthy now will shoot it back in from the red line. Rimmed all the way around as the Terriers trying to get back in the game here behind the net. Centering pass at the side of the cage. Eiserman. Hudson along the boards. Lost it. And with 23 seconds to go, Eagles cleared out the center. They iced the puck, though. No, they don't. It went on goal. 15 seconds remaining here in the second period. And McCarthy plays that across into the middle. Maybe one last chance here as they speed back in onside Hudson. Got it poke checked into the corner. 5 seconds remaining here in the period. 3 seconds to go. And a penalty upcoming. There's a penalty. Uh-oh. Cole Hudson went down, and everyone gets together in the corner, and there's a penalty upcoming here. Fortescue is going to go to the box, and so the Terriers will go to the power play, I think. Fortescue punched Cole Hudson. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That is a terrible penalty there by Fortescue, and a chance for the Terriers to get back in the game basically at the start of the third period. Are they going to reset the clock here? Let's see.
We're going to check to see if there was time on the clock for the end of the period.
There's probably like a second or two on the clock, as there's going to be a power play here for the Terriers. Fortescue just punches Cole Hudson for no reason at all. Your team's up by 2, and you take that dumb penalty. Let's see if there's any time left on the clock here.
Number 5 for BC has a minor penalty for roughing. There's 3 seconds left on the clock for the second period.
3 seconds left on the clock. So the Terriers will have 3 seconds. So the end of the period is not over. It's not over yet. The second period is not over yet. 3 seconds remaining. So maybe if BU gets a buzzer beater going into the locker, maybe they can get a buzzer beater on the power play. Maybe they can make this a 1-goal game going into the third. If not, it will be a power play with 1:57 remaining going into the third period, down 3-1. And there's Cole Hudson, who got punched in the face by Fortescue. Went down to the locker room. There's still a delay here. I don't know what's happening here along the bench. Oh, wow. Someone went off the bench. And, okay. Fortescue is going to go to the box. They want him in the penalty box for 3 seconds. All right, he's going to send in the penalty box. He's took the penalty, a roughing. And so, 3 seconds remaining on the clock here in the second period. Lawrence, they got to get a quick face-off. Maybe they can get a goal here. Lawrence in the face-off dot against Berard. A tie-up in the circle and a restart off the draw. We'll get back to 3 seconds left on the clock. They got to get something quickly here for the Terriers. Just got to have a perfect play here. Lawrence against Sondriel in the face-off dot. Lawrence wins the draw, and the poke checked out the center by Boston College, and that'll end 2 periods. A power play for the Terriers, their 4th chance of the game. Can they make it a 1-goal game going into the third for the third period? We will see. A 3-1 lead, though, for the Eagles, as we'll be right back with our intermission report coming up next here on the MHS's coverage of the Beanpot Championship. We'll be back, everybody. Welcome you back, everybody, to the Intermission Report here on the the MHS network. A 3-1 lead for Boston College. 2 goals in that second period. First by Will Vogt. The Gustafson shot deflects off of Will Vogt's stick at the side of the cage. Gustafson and Stiegel with the assists on that. 2-1 at 14:54, and then almost 2 minutes later, a minute and 58 later, Gustafson from the blue line, Hagens and Conmey with the assists. A 3-1 lead for the Eagles. Power play upcoming here for the Terriers, and so we'll see if they can get there. Shots are 23-17 in favor of the Eagles. A significant upgrade from their first period performance, and they are back. They are really doing good so far in this one as a 3-1 lead. As we welcome you back, everybody, and you should just joining us. It's just unbelievable what we're seeing here. Terriers scored first, but the last 3 goals have been scored by the Eagles, and for the Terriers to get back in the game, they're going to have to really get their offense going, and they're really going to need to score on this power play. They're 0 for 4 so far. They need a score on this power play opportunity. They need it right now. There's no question. They need this goal to make it a 1-goal game and see where we go from there. But this has to go the Terriers' way in the special teams, because right now it's all special teams for the Eagles. 2 of their 3 goals have been special team goals on the power play, 2 for 2, and they've been able to kill off 4 penalties, or 3 penalties. The 4th one was called with 3 seconds remaining here in the period, which also leads to my point. This is the dumbest penalty I've ever seen by, I believe, who was it again? Who was that? Fortescue. Fortescue took the dumbest penalty, punching Cole Hudson, and there was no necessary thing to do there. You don't do that, and he did. So that leads to that, and that's why they got the power play here, and a very stupid penalty to take. Might I add too. It was not necessary at all. It was one of the dumbest penalties I saw in a big moment like this too. You cannot take a penalty that dumb. It is not smart, and I know he's been frustrated with Cole Hudson all night. He seems like most of the players for the Eagles have been frustrated with Cole Hudson throughout this game. You got to keep your emotions in check here. You're 20 minutes away. There is no need for you to give them potentially momentum here going for this third period to start off on the power play. So we'll see what happens here, because it's just interesting to see what's going to... I mean, does that give the momentum for the Terriers here with this power play upcoming here, or does they kill off this penalty of the Eagles and act like nothing happened and continue on, or maybe what could happen here in this third period? We'll see. This should be an interesting finish, because it's only a 2-goal game, and so the Terriers won't go away quietly. Obviously, they won't go away quietly. This is not going to be a quiet third period. This will be probably one of the best third periods maybe we can see so far. I could be completely wrong. We could see the worst third period that we've ever seen in our lives. But we'll see. Can the Terriers come back from a 3-1 deficit? Can Boston College hold on to their 2-goal lead? We will be right back with puck drop of the third period coming up next. We'll be back, everybody, on the MHS Network. Welcome you back, everybody, for the third period of the Beanpot Championship. A 3-1 lead for Boston College. But a power play upcoming for the Terriers, trying to come back in the game and make it a 3-2 game and potentially tie this game up. Hello, everybody. I'm Max. Glad you're with us here on the MHS Network and coverage here of the Men's Beanpot Championship, the 73rd annual of this tournament, and it's going to come to a close here in the third period, or maybe a 3-on-3 overtime or a shootout. See how this turns out here in this third period. Can the Terriers come back from a 3-1 deficit? Can Boston College hold on? That'll be the question. Terriers still in the hunt, trying to go back-to-back in the Beanpot. We're underway here in the third period. A power play for the Terriers trying to come back in the game. As it's played back here by Merrill into his own zone as Hudson now with the puck. Hudson now drops it off. Here is Lawrence moving it ahead. Lawrence plays it across. Hudson out of the reach. Directed into the corner by Iserman. And Harvey plays it around the boards. Merrill will hold it in as they're having some trouble holding on to the puck here. Berard, and cleared out of the zone by the Eagles. Hudson now at the puck in his own zone. Brings it to the front of his own net, and he'll move it ahead or try through. And here's Iserman. Iserman into the middle. Hudson has the puck. Feeding it in deep into the corner. Iserman trying to get to the loose puck up in the air, and there's a hooking call. And I think it's going on the Eagles. Let's see.
University penalty number 25, 2 minutes, hooking.
No, it's on the Terriers. And so 4-on-4. And there is just nothing going for the Terriers on that man advantage. And see if this opens up some room here. Ben Merrill to the box for hooking. 58 seconds into the period. And see if it opens up here with 4-on-4 hockey. Higgins wins the draw as it's played back here. Gustafson. Here's a chance down low. Higgins found on the shot. Oh, the 2-on-0 down low. Oh, wow. Boys there. Sends it into the corner. Playing it along the wall. Boumediene will play it back into their own zone. They'll force it back out the center, actually. McCarthy. McCarthy now. McCarthy. Ritchie turned it over. James Higgins along the wall. James Higgins pressured from behind. Leaves it into the middle. Playing it back up top to the point. Shot deflected by Higgins and a save made by Yegorov. 16 remaining on the 4-on-4. Then a power play upcoming here for the Eagles. As Boumediene will move it ahead for Hudson. Hudson with some speed. Hudson the drag move. Shot wide of the net. Rebound loose at the side of the cage. Feeds it back into the middle. Power play of a minute on it for the Eagles. And they're 2 for 2 on the man advantage tonight. 2 shots on it. Kluche out of his own cage. Plays it around the boards. And so a chance to make it 3 for 3. They're back in. A drop pass by Vogt. Cross ice, great pass, patient play. Will Vogt's in front of the net. Oh, wow. Centering pass was there. Deflected out to center. Cleared by the Terriers. Kluche now leaves it. As he leaves it there for Radivojevic. Radivojevic plays it across. And along the wall is Higgins playing it back for Radivojevic. From the blue line, Radivojevic again from the pass by Fortescue. Feeding into the middle. Down low, Higgins in front! Oh, wow. The setup was there. Deflected away. Power play expires. Icing with 17:01 remaining as the power play did expire before it iced the puck. And so, both power plays and 4-on-4 don't result into anything. Some chances, though. Terriers still need 2 goals to tie this game at 3. Wow, what almost a setup there by James Higgins, who was trying to feed it into the middle for Latorno. And Higgins just fed on this pass. A great passing play. Here's Hudson. Hudson driving the net. Short side angle save made. Loose in front of the net. And now scooped ahead here and forced back into the Terrier zone. As is Harvey leaving it for Hudson. Hudson now with the puck. Will stretch it ahead here for Harvey. Harvey holds on to it. Forced it in deep. Rimmed it all the way around as is Minadian. Playing it back. Minadian. Rimmed it all the way around and not out of the zone. Now it is. Cross ice, the pass, Bomidian. Harvey dumps it back in from the blue line. Minadian has it behind his own cage. Minadian. And it is dumped back in by the Eagles. Terriers trying to get it out of their own zone here. As they have the puck in their own zone, trying to get it out here as it's played back up top of the point. Shot deflected down low. It got blocked. Bomidian the other way, trying to lead the rush. Maybe a 3-on-2 if they can hurry. That pass out of the reach. Wow. Could have been a promising rush there for the Terriers, but nothing developing there. Into the middle. They move it back in on side as it's rimmed all the way around by Michael Higgins. Now goes behind the net. Michael Higgins is parked in front. Bomidian has it now. Bomidian flings that one across, and they were trying to force it in deep. That was Fondrick. The other way come the Eagles back in. Shot blocked on the way through as the rush there by Berard. Iserman, and that's offside. Nothing going here for the Terriers. With 15-16 left to go here in the third period. Here in this men's Beanpot championship game. As we welcome you back in, if you're just joining us, I'm Max. Glad you're with us here. A 3-1 lead here for Boston College. 2 goals in the second period. One of them on the power play. They have 2 power play goals here in the game. One of them in the first period. Shot by Iserman. Blocked. Iserman gets it back. Shot. Wide of the net. As he got blocked into the corner and flipped down the length of the ice. Not enough for icing. McCarthy goes back for the loose puck. 5 minutes into the third period. Terriers trying to come back from a 3-1 deficit. Hudson now with the puck. Slaps that one back in from the far corner, and it actually went straight into the glove of Cloutier with 14:52 left to go, and a face-off inside the Eagles zone. And Iserman will go for a change. Nothing going for the Terriers, but maybe if they can get something here on this offensive zone face-off, maybe. Shots are 25-18 in favor of Boston College. They have really awakened here after they let up the early goal. 2 minutes or so in, and then they scored on the power play to tie it. Gasso with the goal. Face-off one here by the Eagles. They're trying to chip it out of their own zone, and they will. Out to center, Conmy. It was Radovojevic. As it's moved ahead here behind the Terriers. It's dumped back in as is Manian trying to clear it along the wall. And a big hit along the boards, and the Terriers are going to get a penalty boarding call. And a player down in the far corner. It was Conmy. And the question is, how long is this going to be a penalty? Let's see.
Well, we've
Boston University penalty, number 21, 2 minutes, cross-checking.
A terrible penalty to take here in the game. Ritchie, that's a dangerous cross-check along the wall. And so, another power play here for the Eagles. Ryder Ritchie in the box again. He took the penalty that made it 3-1. Ryan Conmy, a junior in his class, height 5'10", and that looked dangerous along the boards when he got cross-checked. 2 for 3 on the power play, the Eagles. This is their 4th chance on the man advantage. Cross-ice save, rebound, score! And it's 4-1. Ritchie, another costly penalty. And Andre Gasso, his second goal of the game, another power play goal. It is 4-1. Eagles. Wow. And another power play goal. That's 3 for 4. No chance there for Yegorov, and the penalty killing here for the Terriers have cost them deeply. 3 power play goals by the Eagles, 4 straight here in the game. And wow. Frechette trying to clear it out of his own zone. And a 4-1 deficit. Lawrence now, it's moved ahead here. Boisvert into the corner. And almost a steal there along the boards, up in the air in the glass. As it's Harvey trying to get to the loose puck. Harvey gets it free. And Boisvert looks to center, goes back to the point instead. Shot deflected down, and Lawrence couldn't get the rebound. It's settled down for him. And Stiga will just dump that one back into the far corner, back into the Terrier zone. Frechette trying to get to the loose puck, and he can't clear it. Shot blocked on the way through. Up in the air now into the middle, and a save made. Yeah, it's Resendez with the opportunity. Fortescue, and a 4-1 lead for Boston College. 4 straight goals after the Terriers scored the first goal of the game. And that was by Svoboda. Played around the wall, and they can't clear it out again. The Terriers, they have collapsed here in the game. Svoboda played it back, and up in the air. And Svoboda will dump it back in off the pass there from Fondrick. Along the wall. Skahan trying to get it free. Goes back to the point. Held in by the Terriers. Boumediene from the blue line. Boumediene pass into the middle. Deflected over the stick of Fondrick. If you're the Terriers, just throw anything towards the net right now. Nothing is a bad shot. Trethaway clears it out the center. It's 12.5 remain here in the third period in the men's Beanpot Championship. Boston College trying to win it. 12:19 remaining here in the third period. And a 4-1 lead for Boston College. 3 of them power play goals. Andre Gasson a hat trick watch as he had an open cage to deposit that one home. 4-1 Eagles. We'll be back, everybody. Welcome you back, everybody. And as a friendly reminder, on Wednesday through Sunday, Olympic coverage, Olympic men's hockey. We'll have Finland, we'll have USA, we have Canada, we'll have a lot more. Tune in. It's early in the morning if you're Central Time. But we will have coverage of the Olympics throughout the whole week, the men's hockey. And then we'll come back next weekend for the silver and the gold medal games to close out the Olympic championship and the great Olympic play. 12:19 remaining here in this one, though. A 4-1 lead here for Boston College. 2 goals by Gasso. As here's Hudson now at the puck. Hudson carries it through center. Iserman dumps it into the middle. Cole Hudson couldn't knock it down. And Iserman has the puck again. Off his stick. It's shot back in, or tried to, by Benarek. And played behind the net now as Kostadinsky trying to clear it out of his own zone. He couldn't. Behind the net now. Benarek tied up along behind the net. And it's cleared by Economy. As it's flipped out. Will it be an icing? No, it will not. McCarthy behind his own cage with 11 and a half remaining here in the third period. A 4-1 lead for the Eagles here in this one. 28-19, the shots favoring. Cross ice, great pass into the middle. A drag move that never went off there for Morello. Now race for the puck. Will it be an icing? Yes, it will be. With 11-13 remaining here in the third period. The Terriers will need the comeback of a century here if they can get this one. They will need a huge comeback if they can get it. This is Morello driving towards the net. A great poke check by, I think that was Latorno, and I think it was Fortescue. Pardon me. Rangers draft pick, third round. Boumediene cross ice off a skate shot, blocked on the way through as Morello had an upper opportunity. The pass did not connect on his stick. A big check along the boards. Becomes a question if we see any more physicality or maybe even a fight here in the third period between the just frustration here for the Terriers as they're down by 3 goals. They've allowed 4 straight. And played along the boards now by McLaughlin behind the net. Now rimmed all the way around, not out of the zone. Now it is. And a turnover. Latorno trying to go 1-on-2. McLaughlin plays it back. Frechette behind his own cage will carry it towards the front of the net now with 10:20 remaining in the third period. Lawrence was trying to get it. Along the boards, it's Harvey. Harvey gets it free. Cross ice. Frechette across, and the pass did not connect us. Boisvert couldn't settle it down. A shot from a tough angle. Save made. Loose in front. Body scrambling. And a 2-on-1 the other way. Finds a man open. Fortescue across, and a save made. Gustafson with an opportunity to get his second of the game. Now behind the net now. Sundrill. And forced out the center. And it's cleared back into the Terrier zone. And now at 9:41 to go, we got a whistle. And a man in discomfort on the bench in Resendez. Four to 1. Eagles on top. We'll be back. Welcome you back, everybody, to TD Garden, the home of the Boston Bruins. Right now, they're on the Olympic break, and they'll be back in the mid-20s around the end of the month in February. Great pass here, and a big save there by Yegorov on Gustafson on a 3-on-1 opportunity for the Eagles, trying to extend their lead to 4. And he was stopped with 9:41 remaining here in the third period. Trying to make the comeback here effort. Goalies trying to keep his team back in the game. And his team now has to find some offense here. So shots are 29-20 in favor of the Eagles here in the game. That's going to be a hand pass there with 9:35 remaining here in the third period. The Eagles trying to win the Beanpot Championship. They have not won since 2016. Lucas Gustafson, a senior class, 5'11", Atlanta, Georgia, hometown. And 194. And he has had a good game so far. He has a goal in the game. He set up the 2-1 goal. He got the deflection. He got the shot through, and he got a deflection for someone in front to get him the 2-1 lead. He was pretty good in that second period, setting up or scoring the 2 goals in that middle frame for the Eagles. McCarthy carries it in. McCarthy into the middle. Intercepted there as Minadian was trying to get it. Crochet trying to get it and lost it along the boards. Minadian will ice the puck there for the Eagles with 9:01 remaining here in the third period. Might I remind you, our Olympic coverage of men's Olympic hockey, the first time since the NHL players have come to the Olympics since 2014. We'll have coverage of that throughout the whole week, Wednesday through Sunday. Yeah, matchups vary. We'll see. You'll see Finland in our first matchup, our first coverage, and then I believe Canada on Thursday. Friday, it will be USA, I think, or Finland, Sweden. Finland, Sweden's going to be one of them too. You'll be seeing Finland, Sweden. That's going to be a good matchup. Best on best in the Olympics. That should be great to watch. All the stars from the NHL all together, and people are already saying maybe a rematch of the 4 nations face-off in the final with USA and Canada. That should be the most people's predictions here. Yzerman along the boards, fades it back. Momedian's shot blocked on the way through. And along the boards again. Yzerman trying to get it free. And instead it's Kosadinsky who gets it out to center. And the other way come the Eagles carrying it ahead. Onside with the puck here. And Stiga's offside with 8:26 remaining here in the third period. So subscribe and like and share it all around in the Anime Chess Network. We just hit 800 subscribers, and we'll have our Olympic coverage. And then after that, we'll continue on with the National Hockey League and potentially do the Frozen Four. And then the Stanley Cup playoffs in just 2 months. And the Stanley Cup final will be here on MHS Network in June. Hudson will carry it ahead. Hudson the shot. Save. Rebound was loose. Scramble in front. Kluche's got it. Terriers trying to get on the board with 8:16 remaining. A scramble in front, but Kluche's got it with 8:16 to go. And Boston College still with the 3-goal lead. Off the draw, one here. Hudson has the puck now along the boards. Hudson shimmy shakes. Hudson behind the net. Hudson still with the puck. Hudson still with the puck here along the boards. That's insane. He held onto the puck so long. Here's Hudson again. The shot over the net. Oh, man, that was close for Cole Hudson to get a goal on this game. And cleared out the center by the Eagles. McCarthy now leaves it for Hudson. Hudson now will drop it off for McCarthy. Gavin McCarthy splits in. To the corner he goes. And then it's Gustafson who intercepts. Eagles trying to clear it. Couldn't. Shot blocked on the way through. It almost led to a break the other way. Boisvert will play it back into his own zone with 7:20 to go here in the third period. A 4-1 lead for the Eagles, says they'll need to work quickly here, the Terriers, if they want to get back in the game here. Play it along the boards. It's tied up along the boards. McLaughlin playing it back. Goes across. As a poke check here. And potentially a 2-on-1 the other way. As they move it in onside. Berard, a backhander save! As he got taken down. Brady Berard falling down, almost made it 5-1. Berard along the boards, intercepts. Berard looks to center, goes back up top, shot, save! Rebound was loose as it was a blocker stop there by Yegorov. And the other way come the Terriers. Back in onside, McLaughlin. McLaughlin leaves it along the boards as it was pardon me. Rikanakis. Jeez, that name's been fooling me all night. Oh, man. McCarthy now in his own zone, behind his own cage. And McCarthy will move it ahead. Gavin McCarthy will play it back. For Cole Hudson, who's getting chased from behind there by Gasso. And Hudson lost the puck. And the other way come the Eagles. Gasso tried to lose the puck there. And they're back in on side. This has been a sloppy play here for the Terriers with less than 6 minutes to go. Down 4-1. Here's Eiserman. Eiserman with some room. Eiserman, the shot off the glove of Cloutier and wide. Boumediene tipped back in. Nothing going here for the Terriers. Shots are 31-23 in favor of the Eagles here in the game. Boumediene, cross ice, shot from the blue line, save made, and a body goes spilling into the net with 5:27 remaining here in the third period. Now it's Cole Eiserman driving towards it, and then he got taken down. Are they calling something here? I'm not sure.
Boston College 17, minor penalty for interference.
Interference. And so the Terriers will get a late power play to maybe spark a comeback. We'll see. We'll be back, everybody, with 5:27 remaining here in the third. Welcome you back, everybody. With 5:27 to go, the Terriers will get a late man advantage here. They have not scored on the man advantage here tonight. They need a goal here if they want to get back in the game. Andre Gasso missed 13 games. And the shot by Lawrence, save, rebound loose in front. And it goes along the boards. 0 for 4 on the man advantage with 6 shots on it. Lawrence has along the boards, and it looked like a penalty, and they didn't call it. Cross-ice shot, score! Power play goal by Cole Eiserman. With 5:09 to go, the Terriers are on the board. It's 4-2. And maybe some hope back for the Terriers in the game. As it looked like there should have been a penalty on the boards. Instead, Cole Eiserman one-times the puck past Cloutier. The players were not satisfied. Latorno was the most furious on that one. And with 5:09 remaining here in the third period, the Terriers are back in the game. A power play goal, 12th goal of the season, a power play goal, 14:51 for Cole Eiserman. And maybe a game again. Here we go. Maybe the comeback starts here for the Terriers. Kosadinsky. Now Hudson. We'll shoot it back in with less than 5 to go. An awkward bounce off the board. Shot, save. Oh, at the side of the cage, I think. And maybe a delay of game, maybe. There's a whistle. Let's see what the no call was, I think. This, I think, was Lawrence. You could argue a trip, but it seemed like he sold that a little bit. The Boston College player, Lawrence, in the face-off dot with 4:54 remaining. Third period. Boston College and Boston University. Boston University trying to make a comeback here. This will be an icing with 4:48 remaining in the third period. A 4-2 game. for the Beanpot. Can Boston University? It seemed like, I think they wanted to call maybe on Lawrence because it seemed like he tripped at one of the players, but it seemed like it was a little too easy how the Boston College player went. And, you know, it's a crucial time. That's a crucial power play there for the Terriers. So you got to think maybe they wouldn't want to call that one. And it seemed like everyone froze after that, and then Eiserman scored to lead that power play goal, and it's 4-2. That's what happened there. And with 4:48 remaining, face off into the middle, and that one, Minadian will clear it. This guy in the chat wants a comeback from the Terriers so badly. We'll see if they can get it. Lawrence got taken down from behind, no penalty. Played along the boards as it's moved ahead here. Big check with the shoulder, Boisvert. And the other way comes James Higgins, forcing it in deep. McCarthy got hit from behind. With 4:20 remaining here in the third period, becomes a question when you pull the goaltender. Hudson back in. It's offside with 4:16 to go, and Hudson threw a little bit more of a shove there on James Higgins after the whistle. This is the save of the game right here. With the toe when it was 1-1. And Boisvert with the opportunity. The toe of Cloutier made the stop. An unbelievable stop there to keep the game 1-1 at that point. And you know now it's Boston College up by 4-2. That was such a crucial save there for Boston College and Cloutier. A turnover at the blue line. Shot from the blue line. Down low. Backhander. He scores! Latorno, and it's 5-2. 3:57 to go, and the Eagles restore their 3-goal lead. What a pass down low by Stiga to Latorno. And it's a 5-2 lead, and he was wide open, no one covering him. And Latorno with his 16th goal of the season at 16:03 should kill off the hopes and maybe of a comeback here for the Terriers with less than 4 minutes to go in the third. So the 3-goal lead restored here for the Eagles. As it's fed into the middle. As it looked like maybe that could have been a penalty there. Morello got slowed up there on the entry. Shot from the blue line and a save made with 3:36 to go. He plays the puck. Cloutier just trying to kill off the time here as they're 3.5 minutes away from winning the Beanpot. And the chances for the Terriers going back to back slimming down with every passing second here in the third period. As that's brought back in, dumped into the corner. Terriers down by 3. Higgins will move it ahead with some speed with Hemming. Hemming waits. Hemming the shot and a save made. Shot from the board. Save. Rebound was an open cage there for Gasso trying to get the hat trick. And now a shot. That whistled wide. They're trying to get Gasso the hat trick. Shot. Save again. Yegorov. They're piling it on. 2:52 to go, and the Eagles that much time away from getting the Beanpot. And they're getting hyped on the bench already as they know they're in some close distance right now, and the Terriers accepting the fact that maybe this might not happen. And they might not go back to back. Latorno with the latest goal, a backhand, forehand to the backhand. It's just unbelievable what a goal that was down low. Shot from the circle, stopped there. And then this Latorno who tried to hold it in and he couldn't. Poke checked ahead. Up in the air it goes as Latorno brings it back in. The shot and a blocker save, Yegorov. As he has been tested here in the game, and nothing much here. 32-28, the shots favoring the Eagles. Empty net at the other end. Shot save into the slot. Empty net at the other end for the Terriers. As almost turned over. They're going to need 3 goals with an extra attacker to tie this game. Hudson drops it off. Lawrence fade across ice. That one into the middle. Broken up. And not out of the zone, as Joyce was trying to get it out of the zone. And Joyce rimmed it all the way around, and it's held in along the boards. McCarthy out to center it goes. A backhander into the empty net, goes wide. 1:45 to go. Terriers will need a hurry. They need 3 in 100 seconds. Hudson drops it off with some speed now, potentially, as it's Fondrick. A turnover as it's fed for that empty net, potentially. Sandro was trying to get it. Sandro behind the net. Sandro was trying to get it. And Fondrick will move it ahead, almost a turnover at center. And the empty net try, he scores! And the Eagles are going to win the Beanpot. 6-2, they lead with 1:11 seconds to go. And that's the second of the game for Will Vogt from the red line. And everyone's celebrating now. His 10th of the season, his second goal of the game, an empty net at 18:49. And now they're just going to kill off 1:11, and the Eagles will win the Beanpot. Face off one here. The empty net now gotten rid of, as now the Terriers have accepted fate here. A 4-goal deficit in the final minute, as the Eagles will continue to push it on here, as a chance towards the front of the net was stopped. Michael Hagen's behind the net now, as Resendez feeds it back into the middle. Michael Hagen's shot fanned on. Hagens plays it back to the point. Fake the one-timer. Hagens rimmed it all the way around with 40 seconds to go. Eagles that much time away from winning the Beanpot. Resendez into the middle. And Rikonakis will try to move it ahead. Rikonakis into the zone with 24 to go. Got it stolen away there by Hemming. Less than 20 to go. People starting to stand up. The Eagles just 13 seconds away from winning the Beanpot. 8 seconds to go. Time ticking off. The game clock. The Eagles have won the Beanpot for the first time in a decade. Wow. Unbelievable performance here. They really turned it on in that second period. And the Eagles got the 2 goals in the second period that basically won it for them. Their first title since 2016, as they become the 2026 Beanpot champions. And they're just going to start to hang it up. And obviously on the other side for the Terriers, an upsetting loss for them. They won it last year. They knew the feeling. And now they're on the other side of it. Not a great feeling for them. The Eagles have won it 6-2, the final. And an unbelievable victory here for Boston College. Favorites coming into this one, and they win it. And the Terriers go with that loss, and an upsetting loss for them. And now the best thing in hockey and in sports, the respect, the handshakes, and the mutual respect towards them at the end of the game. They put it all away. You know that's upsetting, but one has to go home as a loser, and one has to celebrate as a winner. And that's what happens here, as the Eagles have won it. The Beanpot champions of 2026. They win it by a score of 6-2. And there's the main guy on this team, James Hagens, who's leading the team with points with 30. And a deserving victory here for Boston College and for the Eagles, and just now they get to wear the hats, all celebrating on the ice here. And let's see if we can see any ceremonies here, and we'll keep it on here if there's any we can show you, obviously. As now they are putting the championship banner right now as we speak, as we see here. See if we can get another shot of that banner. See if we can get another shot of that banner. Crowd is loving it. Let's see if it's just, this is a live shot from the crowd, obviously with filters on it. Unbelievable what we saw here, and a great team effort from the Eagles, and they surely brought it on to the Terriers here tonight. And let's see if we see any ceremony here at all. A deserved victory here for Boston College. And let's see if we can get that shot here of the banner. There it is. Boston College, the 2026 champions of the men's Beanpot tournament. And now they're lining up here. Wow. Wow. Just unbelievable. They're celebrating. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, what another outstanding Beanpot. Congratulations to the Boston College Eagles, your champions this year. Outstanding game. BU, congratulations. Another good Beanpot. They made the 300th Battle of Comm Ave a memorable affair, and we did it here at TD Garden in front of another sellout crowd for the Beanpot Championship. Now time to give away the Eberly Award. The Eberly Award goes to the goaltender who played in both Beanpot games and has the highest save percentage. This year, he stopped 57 of 60 shots, a .950 save percentage from Boston College, Luca Cloutier. Dan Eberly, who played for Northeastern back in this Beanpot tournament, will present the Eberly Award along with his son, Danny. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Luca Cloutier. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our favorite Beanpot icon, a legend in the Garden. 50 years he worked here at the Garden. He was the tournament director, Steve Nasro, ladies and gentlemen. Naz, back in 2017, we named the MVP after you, and you will present that to somebody who had 2 goals and 3 assists in this tournament. He was a +4, and I think we're going to be seeing him on this ice in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, the MVP, James Hagens. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the 21st time it's going up to Chestnut Hill, the Beanpot is going back to Boston College. Greg Brown, please come up with Brady Berard, Lucas Gustafson, and Andre Gasso, and collect the hardware from Steve Nasro. Brownie, where are you? Coach is coming. Let's get a picture with him, too.